Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to Stolen Chips. Today we're going to be doing something very simple. We're going to be making a TCP connection between a server and a client and basically making a simple chat system between the server and client. This is going to be helpful for people who are going to get into the realm of socket programming, and basically this is to demonstrate how simple it is to make it in Python. So as a demonstration, I have created two terminals over here, and let me just restart this so I can show you guys from beginning. So first, if I execute my server program, it says it's going to wait for clients, and if I execute my client program, it connected to my server and I can send messages back and forth. So let's just say, hi client, I am server, and it's going to wait a message from the client, and this is going to say, hi server, I am client. And as you can see, we got the message. So the client said, hi server, I'm client, and the server said, hi client, I'm server. So right now, practicality, I'm doing this between two terminals, where one terminal is the server running the server program, and then another terminal is running the client program, so it acts as the client and this acts as the server. However, in practicality, you can do this in a local network where one system can itself be a server and multiple devices can be clients as well. So this is just to show you guys that it is possible. Yeah, so let's open up our two Python files. One should be named server, one should be named client. Let me just delete this so I can walk you guys through making the code. Okay, to start off with, you got to import the socket library in Python. After that, you're going to want to create an object that's a socket, right? So s equals to how you do that is s equals to socket, and you're going to want to write some important properties of the socket. So here you're going to want to write socket dot af underscore inet. So what this basically is defining whether you want you want the packets being exchanged to be either IPv4 or IPv6. For now, I'm going to do IPv4. And you want to tell it what type of connection it should try connecting with this client. So let's just do a basic TCP connection right now. So that's I believe sock.stream. Yes. Yeah. So after that, you're gonna want to give some properties to this socket, to this server socket. Okay. Since it's a server socket, you wanna give it some properties that such that the clients can connect to it. So to do that, you got to do s.bind, and inside of bind it's got to be a tuple, remember that. And then inside of the tuple you want to give it some properties. So one property is its IP address, so that lets us be local host for now because I'm going to run it in two terminals. And you have to give it another property you have to give it is port number, so you guys can give it any port number you want. I'm just going to do 1 2 3 4 5. After that you've congratulations, you've successfully created your socket. But what do you want the socket to do, right? So you want it to listen for connections from the client. So you have to, for that you have to do s.listen, and then s.listen 5 for the number of clients that could connect to it. So I just put 5. After that, you basically want to wait till you get a connection from the client. After you get the connection, you have to assign it to a different socket, which I'm going to be naming it as C, and it will return some address details of the client, and the function for doing that is s.accept. So this is basically the new socket that gets created to interact with the client, and this is basically the address properties of the client. So after this, let's just say print connected successfully to client, and then let's provide details of the client. And then before we connect, let's print some, like, let's just say waiting for client, so we know what the server is doing. So after that, after we've connected successfully to the client, let's go in a while loop because we want to have a chat system. And in that chat system, first let's take input from our server. So let's just say x equals to input, and let's say enter message. Simple. And after that we get the string x. Now we want to send this to our client, right? So we have to use this port number. So sorry, this socket C. So C dot send, and what do we want to send? So we want to send the string. So let's just add a little bit more characters. So we'll just say server, and let's put curly brackets and put a format of our string that we want to send. So this is our string, but then in a TCP connection you can only send bytes. In a socket, in basically in socket programming you can only send bytes. So to convert the string into bytes, it's very simple in Python. Thankfully, it's just one function call called encode. So this basically encodes our string into bytes. After you do that, you've successfully sent it, and then let's just waiting for message from client. And after that, let's read the message that we get from the client. So that would be c dot the socket, again the c dot receive, and we want to see, you should tell the socket how much bytes should it expect. It doesn't matter if you go overboard, but let's just say 1024 for now. And as we remember, when we're sending in forms of bytes, right? It's still not in the form of string that we can print it. So again, in Python, it's very simple. It's dot decode, and this decodes it into a string. So here we're able to print our whatever our client has replied back to us. So hence, one security flaw I'm seeing here is this is in a while loop. So we want a way to break out of this. So a simple way is, let's say if x equals to, let's say, something called exit. If x equals to exit, then we'll break out of this while loop. And that's about it. You guys have successfully created your server, and creating client is much more simpler than this. So again, you wanna import your socket. Oops. Yeah, and again, you wanna make a socket, and then with the same properties, obviously, uh, IPv4, and then um, okay, it's not there. Underscore string. There we go. Yeah. The thing you have to do different in client is, as we can see here, we bind a server with one IP address and one socket. However, you don't have to do that in client. Any port, sorry, this is port number. So any port number for client works. So all you want to do, all you care about is connecting to the server. So for that, you just have to do s.connect, and then to whom do you want to connect. So again, our server's IP address is localhost, and its port number is 12345. So after that, we have successfully connected, so we can just say connected to server. So after that, that's about it. So again, the code is the same for whatever we typed for our server for chatting. So this is the while loop, so we can just copy that over here. And see, this is not C, since this is we're not creating a new socket when we connect. We're basically using the same socket that we created for a client. So just change the C to S over here, and let's say this as client, and let's say this is server. Sorry, so this should, yes, this is client. And that's about it. So let's execute the program. Okay, let's clear out of this. Now we started our server and it's waiting for clients. Now let's start a client, and as we can see, we have a connection. So we connected to our server over here, and this is recording it as we have connected to the client. And basically that's about it. We can start our messaging. So we can say hi client, and this here we can say hi server, and there we go. And this is just the basic macro of it. Like, there's so much more applications you can do. Right now I'm just sending strings. You can send objects, you can send information, you can send data. Yeah, so there's a lot of scope in this. So this is just a starting point, and this is hopefully helps you guys to see how easy it is to get into socket programming in Python. And hopefully I see amazing projects from you guys too. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.